If you're approaching 30 or if you're already there are some things that people didn't warn you about, and we need to talk about it. Now, I never thought that I had it all together. I never thought that. I knew that I was incomplete. I knew that I had a ways to go, and I knew that growth was on the horizon for me. I just didn't know that 30s was going to be my time where it was going to hit, and it was going to hit hard. I'm just going to let y'all know what's going on, okay? And the first thing that I want to start on is when you turn 30, if it's not on the schedule, it's pretty much not happening, okay? If you don't tell me ahead of time, if you don't tell me almost 2 weeks in advance, and I don't put it on my schedule, then it's not happening. All of the spontaneous, I'm gonna get up and do this, I'm gonna get up and do that, is very rare for me since I've turned 30. I have so much more on my plate and so much more going on with my schedule that I don't have time for the hey, let's do this. Can you come to this party? And you telling me the day before or the day of. I already have things booked in advance. So if it's not on the schedule, then I'm not probably not gonna come. And honestly I don't hate to be that way because I always have so many things to do. I have a child, I have career, I have you guys, I have content schedule, I have things that take priority. So if you're not a planner, if you're not a person who plans things ahead of time and you don't let me know, then it's not happening. So I know whenever I go out and I have people be like, "Oh, well, I got this party on this so and so date," and I look on my schedule and I already have things planned for that date and that time. So again, in my 30s, I've recognized that if it's not on the schedule, then it's not happening. Thank ya. Timing. After you turn 30, it's just like, where did the time go? I feel like everything moves so fast. Uh, I remember when my nephews were just born, and now I'm seeing them walking and talking and just getting into their own personalities, being themselves. And I was just like, you were just born. We were just at the hospital, like cheersing to you being born. And now you're calling me every day saying, "Hey, TT, where did the time go?" Y'all, it is April. It's April 2026. It was just the new year, right? We were just getting ready for 2026, ending Christmas time, ending the end of year 2025. And now we're already 4 months into the new year. Before you know it, it's about to be December again. Like, you just really notice how time moves, and it moves fast. It's not linear, but it moves fast. And so that just opens up the next thing. You notice that time moves fast. So you want to be intentional how you spend your time and where you spend your time. So sometimes you just don't want to go to certain places. Some places are just not for you anymore. What we did in our 20s, we can't do that in our 30s, because we notice that it wastes our time. There's nothing that we're gaining from that. I can really only speak for myself right now. I only go to certain places. I'm very picky about where I spend my time and where I go. Okay. So sometimes I'm like, where is it going to be? Who's going to be there? Because I don't want to surround myself with people that I know their energy is very negative, or they're very in a certain mindset of always talking about other people. I don't want to always talk about other people and hear about what they did do and what they didn't do and what just I'm not in that kind of mode. I've really never been that kind of girl to be just sitting around listening to gossip about somebody else. No, not doing it. This is not helping me. This is not helping you. But since I've turned 30, it has really dawned on me. Like, even when I go out, like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? This no longer serves me. Okay? This is no longer beneficial to me. This is not helping me down the road, which goes into my other point. You start thinking about things long term, right? You start thinking about priorities. You start thinking about the things that actually make sense. And again, we don't have it all together, but the puzzle pieces are starting to connect about our future, right? And so again, we want to spend time in places, in spaces that really feed our soul. Overall, I want to spend time around people who are happy. I want to spend time around people who are joyful, not always sad, crying, talking about somebody, begging, complaining about money. Not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Used to go on a trip. If went on a trip, somebody complained the entire time about how much things cost, about this, about that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with you. I think that is a waste of our time. If you knew that we had this trip and you don't have the money, then why did you come? And why didn't you prepare? Because we have plenty of time in between. I can't do it. That's why I take a lot of solo trips. This point goes into wanting to be enjoying your own company. Even staying home is elite. Okay? Not wanting to be in every room with every person. I'm cool. Honestly, once you turn 30, you start to realize, yeah, I like being at home. I like to be in my bed, in my I like to lay down and be in my own space, watch my TV, eat my food. You know, I like to enjoy my rent. Because sometimes being in other spaces can take so much from you. And I hate that I keep saying that, but it's the truth. And especially since we're going into a certain day and age now where people are very, I want to say parasitic. It sounds pretty extreme, right? Well, people are opportunists. So I'm not telling you to isolate yourself. Mm-mm-mm. I'm saying as you get older, you start to realize who you want to be around and who you don't want to be around, what you want and what you do not want. And that's very important. Something else that I've recognized since I turned 30 is I pay attention to my bed setup. Like, I want the elite sheets. I want the high thread count. I want the nice linens. I want something that's gonna make me feel good. Feel like you're sleeping in a hotel. And I'm using my free will to do just that, to make myself feel good and feel comfortable. It's like you have an awareness. You get to the point where you say, wait, I'm grown. Like, but it's like you realize that you have free will to do the things that you want to do and you can do it. Like, if you want to get up and go buy this or go buy this or go buy that to make you feel comfortable and feel um make your body feel good, you can do that. So, like I said, something that's been really on my mind is just making sure that I am living comfortably. And I'm talking about like how I sleep, all of that. That comes to my next point. Sleep. My sleep is so important to me. Listen, I'll be on D&D. I'm sorry, I'm one of the people. I do be on D&D, and that is because I take my sleep very important. And I believe and I know that I need a certain amount of sleep for me to be able to function properly, especially as a woman. Okay? So I go to bed at 10 o'clock. I done ate and everything before 8:30. I'm not doing anything else after that. I'm not even watching TV. What I will do that I need to work on is stop scrolling on TikTok. But it's a little fun, little chit chat here and there. But I'm in the bed at 10 o'clock. I'm not on the phone. I'm not doing anything extra. I'm getting my rest. And that's what you realize at 30, that sleep is important. You can have a day where you just went out or did something different from your schedule and you don't get that same amount of sleep as you was getting that you usually get, you will feel it and you will know. Like it just makes you feel slow. It slows you down. You know, I wake up every morning at about 5 a.m. I get my baby ready for school and I get ready for the gym. And I head to the gym. Okay. So after that, my day has begun and I need an adequate amount of sleep in order to run the entire day. Okay. And in order for me to do that, I have to block out all the other noise. So D&D, no phone calls. Even if I'm dating and talking to somebody, they know I'm not on the phone with you late at night because I still need my sleep. Always prioritize your sleep to regenerate. Our bodies regenerate as we sleep. So I need all the regeneration that I need. And when they say beauty sleep, that's exactly what it is. If I don't get enough sleep, I will see it all under my eyes. Black. I mean, just listen. You will know when I ain't got no sleep. So yeah, sleep is important. So that goes into my seventh point. Um, when I'm talking about like the baggy eyes and the black or whatever, when you turn 30, you start to recognize things on your face and just like I said, becoming more aware. But then you start investing in quality skincare and quality makeup if you do wear makeup. But you start to age, it starts to show on some of us. And like I said, investing in quality skincare is a must. You start to recognize that you really don't need that much makeup. You, baby, listen. The girlies put me on about a year ago to skin tint. I have been wearing that It Cosmetics skin tint. A skin tint is going to just do exactly what it needs to do. It's not super heavy, it's light, and then if you get one with SPF, that's protecting you from sun exposure, sun damage. Oh my gosh. Like putting on a good skin tint, a little blush, a little under eye concealer, a little powder, put a little lip gloss on. You less is more. Less is more. That's what you start to realize. You don't have to do all of the excessive things to have you looking flawless. Hello. So that brings me to my other point, which is my eighth point. Um, on what they didn't tell you is your stomach. Okay, your stomach, your digestion, it's different. Like I said before, things start to slow down. When I eat now, I get indigestion, heartburn, and it started exactly when I turned 30, which is crazy. And I have had GI issues in the past. Like I had my gallbladder removed. I had like GI issues with anxiety whenever I was in nursing school. And it all started from then. And then when I turned 30, it's just like, what now? Now it's the heartburn. You can't eat like things with tomato base like that all the time. Pizza, it'd be good at the time, but man, you're gonna pay for it later. And that has to go into with dairy, cheese, ice cream. All of those things uh, can cause inflammation. When I speak about inflammation, let me tell you this. Liquor. Boy, that liquor will eat your body up, have you big, inflamed, heavy, sick. Man, I'm going to show y'all a picture of how I looked before when I had first moved to Houston. And then after I had been here for some years, y'all, I was going out Thursday. We would go out for Sunday. The liquor is not your best friend. I'm going to tell you that right now. When you turn 30, you start to realize that your body is not processing liquor how it did when you were a little bit younger. It is actually slowing you down. And then now that I work out consistently and I eat I wasn't even eating crazy back then anyway. It was the liquor. It was the liquor that was making me big. I'm telling you, it was the liquor. I was like, what was this major change that happened in my life to where I gained so much weight? Going out drinking. Yo, it's funny, but it's not funny because now that I have not been drinking as much as I used to, I was still drinking socially, mind you. I wasn't drinking every week. I was drinking socially. Okay, when I would go out with a friend or I would go out with this, I would drink socially. And parties, I was invited to a lot of parties, birthdays, all of those things. I would go out and drink, but I was drinking more than I did years ago. So I noticed over time how inflamed I would get, how it would make my muscles. Hangovers, now that I'm 30, hangovers are nothing to play with. So, no, I'm not taking shot after shot. No, I think that's foolish because my body is not going to be able to process that like it used to. I am going to need about 1 or 2 business days to recover and then be in the bed. And I think that that is just is very, very optional. Something that you do not have to do. If you do not want to feel like that, then just don't do it. But at the time, you be feeling like you want to have fun with everybody, sometimes peer pressure, and you just want to have a good time. You want to be in that mode, you want to dance and get lit. But I had to realize when I turned 30 that I didn't need all of those extra things put into my body. I didn't need the liquor in my body like that. And so now I'm a very much espresso martini, one espresso martini girly, one lemon drop, maybe two, wine, a glass of wine, some champagne, a good little French 75, you know, something that I don't have to, I can drink. And if I'm like cutting back, like cutting, then I'll do like a tequila soda. Very nasty, but the calories are very low, you know? So, um, yes, cutting back on that liquor and realizing and like basically realizing your limit is something that hits you when you turn 30. I know it did for me. So yeah, baby, all that drinking and the shots after shots after shots is just not it for me anymore. It's just so liquor is not your best friend. I'm just telling you right now. When I turned 30, I realized my style started to change. I used to be very, very petite, and then I had a baby, and then I got thicker, like to my grown woman weight. I think that women should wait until they hit about 30 to 35 to really feel their bodies out and see how their grown woman weight is before they like get any extra work done, unless it is something that is crucial for you and medically necessary. Because I'm not against plastic surgery. Do what you want to do with your body to make you feel how you want to feel, but I really feel like people should wait a little bit longer and until they get to their like 30s or mid 30s to see their see how you feel out and form out because man when I turned 30 I just do a comparison from 25 to 30. Just give yourself a little bit of time to fill out to get your grown woman weight and you will see how your body changes, and with that your style will change. That's what I was trying to get to. Your style changes. You want to dress for things that are for your body type. And then you want to dress less trendy and more for the things that actually fit you, and fit your style. So you start to figure out what you are and what you like and your style and how you like to look. And your style will evolve with that. And so you go for more of like comfort plus whatever makes you feel confident over trying to impress other people, and trying to look good for other people. You start to realize, like, hey, hold on. Yeah, your girl looking good. Okay, and then another point that I want to make that has changed that nobody warned me about is you start prioritizing your spending. And you start to really be intentional on how you're spending your money and like investing and things like that. Really just start calculating everything. Like, do I really need this? Do I really need this, you know, big old this? Or should I be saving because I want to get a house, or should I be putting this money towards debt so that I could, you know, get this, buy this home or whatever, buy this car. You start to think more long term. So that's something that really just clicked for me because, like I said, time is moving, and you really realize when you turn 30 that time is moving, and you feel like you don't have enough of it. But you start to prioritize your money. You start to prioritize what is important, and what is a waste of time and what is a waste of money. Like that random spending, it doesn't hit the same, you know. I don't eat out as much as I used to. Mind you, I cook, but I used to eat out more and DoorDash more than I do now. Once I turned 30, I was like all calculating all of that DoorDash and the Uber Eats. That adds up. And even now I think about it in this economy, it might even out with groceries right now. But I've noticed, like, I've learned how to budget, and that extra spending and that extra stuff can take away from something that I'm going to need. We start thinking more about the future, and you start thinking more about how you want your life to be, and it hits you. It really gets you a gut punch in your 30s. There's one more thing that I want to talk about. Hopefully, this is number 10. I don't lost count. I had this all written down on my phone. But when you turn 30, your hormones get a little, they start to go up and down often. Um, I'm gonna get a little personal. Now, ovulation starts to get a little mm, like, what's going on? We need to your hormones. You can definitely feel your hormones, uh, your hormone levels fluctuate. Look out for those things when you hit your 30s. Okay, I'm just warning you, big sister to big sister to little sister, big sister to big sister, or sister to sister, whatever. You're gonna recognize how your body. You're gonna be wondering, like, why am I feeling this way, or why am I feeling so sad when nothing is going on? Crying on around your luteal phase. I was crying at some videos on TikTok where before the mom walks down the aisle, the bride walks down the aisle, they can hear their child, the groom can hear their child over the speaker saying, hi daddy, this is so and so. I can't wait for mommy to have our last name. And he just starts crying. And before you know it, I'm crying. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can watch anything at the drop and just drop a tear. Y'all, and I'll just be like, I didn't used to be like that. I was sensitive, but it's just like I know around that time it's gonna get a little bit more intense. So really things intensify at 30. So do with that what you will. You're growing, and this is you. And you just start to really figure out who you are, right? And it's a very rewarding thing. So yes, this is just your big sister coming to you, letting you know what's going on. And don't forget to like this video. Also write me in the comments. Let me know what it is that you have encountered if you turn 30, or if you are about to turn 30, what you are looking forward to or what you're scared of. Tell me anything. Talk to me. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye.